And Asian Paints came out with its numbers yesterday. It was a healthy number when it comes to the volume growth because that came in at 12% versus expectation of 10%, and the margins also expanded. But the big question is, where do we go from here on, and what exactly is the commentary coming in from the management? We have with us Mr. Amit Syngle, the MD and CEO of Asian Paints, joining us on the show. Amit, hi, good to be speaking with you. My first question is regarding the way going forward on the margins, because this quarter, of course, the margins got the support of softer raw material price. Is it likely to continue, and hence that 18 to 20% EBIT margin guidance that you have, is it a bit conservative then?
Yeah, so the overall profitability for the quarter was up not only just because of the softening of the prices, but also I think a lot of work which we have done with respect to our overall formulation and sourcing efficiencies as well to that extent. And also what we see is that there has been increased kind of demand which we got from the smaller cities, which is the T3, T4 tier cities to that extent. So overall going forward, while we know that today, there might be another range of softening of prices, which might have leading to a little bit of a deflation. What we are cautious about is the fact that there is a certain geopolitical situation which is going around, and there is a little bit of a volatility in the crude in terms of what we see. So overall, going forward, we think that the PBDIT margin guidance of 18 to 20%, I think, is a good guidance in terms of what we would like to kind of keep as we kind of go forward. And as the scenario turns out, possibly in Q4 and Q1, we would see in terms of if we need to kind of revise that margin going forward.
Amit, point taken, but do you think the margins might get a bit of a hit on account of the increased competition because Grasim's entry is expected very soon? Would that eat into the margins, and what's your overall take on competition, because that's the big worry that the market has at this point of time?
So as we see ahead, it could be basically that as we kind of go ahead, it could be that, not only in terms of some price correction, it could be other areas which could kind of come up in terms of what could be there, which could be from the point of view of various demand scenarios. And it could be also probably in terms of the increased spends in terms of what we see in terms of our various activities, which with respect to brand building and other areas can happen. So I think it might be a good idea to kind of really watch out for a quarter to see in terms of how the overall margins pan out, the overall volatility of the raw materials, and also of the overall competitive activity to kind of take a call in terms of how the margins would have to pan out for future.
Mr. Syngle, considering the competition, what's likely to change in the industry? Do you think market share would change? Cost structure will also come under pressure. What exactly do you think the new entrants are expected to bring, especially in the premium product side of your market? And how does this change the industry dynamics overall?
So overall, I have always maintained that the new entrants have been always in the industry, and we have seen in the last 5 years also a lot of new entrants who have kind of come up. And last year also we have seen a spate of new launches from the competition to that extent. We feel that clearly that there has been no difference with respect to the newcomers coming because in a 80,000 crore paint industry, which it is now, okay, if any competition comes and even does 500 crores or 1,000 crores, it doesn't make a dent in the industry at all. Secondly, from the competition point of view, it is very difficult to kind of really get into the premium luxury space to that extent because there are established players and there are strong brands which are existing. So I think the best bet still for them is to kind of really get in the economy space and look at taking some share from the unorganized sector to that extent. So I think in the near short term to mid term, I don't see really any dent which is going to happen with respect to change of market shares in the paint industry.
Sure. So that was about competition, but what about the entire downtrading that the business is seeing, because the volume growth was more led by the economy segment? Do you expect this kind of product mix change likely to continue more towards economy and less towards premium?
In fact, this quarter, I think the mix was much better than in what we see in quarter two. The T3, T4 cities batted quite well in terms of an equivalent growth, which we saw from tier 1 and tier 2 cities. We have seen double-digit growths with respect to our luxury products also this quarter to that extent. And the economy products have anyway done well because of the T3, T4 cities kind of looking at some demand kind of coming, and they're kind of fighting back in terms of their overall stature. So as we see it going forward, possibly the premium luxury products would kind of come up, given the fact that there have been certain price cuts, and overall what we see that the down trading possibly would be less with the inflation kind of coming down.
Mr. Singhal, you had in your con call quite clearly highlighted possibility of moderation in your volume. Some kind of a deferment in Q4. Do you think it's happening because of towards first Q? And what exactly is happening? Is it the factor of elections? Will this impact mostly be on the industrial side, or even decorative could see some amount of moderation?
See, first of all, what guidance we gave was that we will be still gunning for a double-digit volume growth for Q4 as well, as we kind of look at. What we have indicated is that because of an election where the dates are not very clear, there could be, a flip side in terms of some disturbance having in the environment, where some people might look at deferring painting to some extent, which is there. But I think on the whole, we don't see too much disruption in Q4 because overall, people who have started painting would complete their paintings to that extent. And even in the industrial activity, whether it is related to factories or builders, I think the construction activity will kind of go on. It is only with respect to government spendings that we might see that there could be an increase in January, February, and there might be a little bit of a decrease in March, April, which might kind of come in to that extent. But I think on the whole, we are still kind of looking fairly positive in terms of the overall double-digit growths for Q4.
Okay, so that point is taken. There has been improvement, but overall there seems to be a bit of a gap when it comes to the value and volume growth, because the value growth has been lagging the volume growth by 3 to 4%. Do you expect this kind of price corrections to continue?
See, overall, if you see the construct of the industry, it is also very clear that there is a large potential in terms of the overall economy premium products, which is there to that extent, given the large bottom of the pyramid which we have in our industry, also the unorganized business to that extent. As I see, given the potential which is there, companies will have to grow in the economy segment to kind of see overall good growths happening and good volume growths kind of coming in. So from that point of view, I think the share of luxury premium products would be at a certain level. So I would say that at least till the time people really upgrade to very high levels of luxury and premium products, we would see this kind of a difference there for at least about 1 to 2 years, definitely.
1 to 2 years. When do you think we will see clear signs of success in your new businesses, which you are looking at, kitchen and bath segment particularly?
So overall, if you look at now, we talk of the home decor business, which is there. And in the home decor business, it is a plethora of categories, which includes lighting, doors and windows, fabric, lots of other areas which we have kind of come in along with furniture and so on and so forth. Bath and light are now integrated as part of this new strategy in the last about 2 to 3 years to that extent. So we are looking at now really revamping this business in a very strong manner under being a one home decor integrated brand in the country, and we are already #1 there to that extent. Overall response of the newer categories of lighting and doors and windows have been really very, very good to that extent. And we are confident that now going along with this new strategy, we will be able to get bath and kitchen roped in very strongly from the point of view of some good growths coming in this category as well.
Okay, Mr. Syngle, on that note, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with us. But